Next on Worcester News tonight, honoring the men and women across the country who answer emergency calls and give life-saving advice. Plus, what role does gender play in today's sports society? A member of the first U.S. Women's Olympic hockey team discusses. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. One of the first phone calls someone makes when faced with an emergency is often 911, but who is the person on the other end? Some dispatchers say they often receive little thanks, but know they make a difference in many people's lives. This week is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, and it's honoring the work they do. Our Brittany Schaefer spoke with dispatchers and joins us live now with more on what they do every day. Brittany?
Olivia, dispatchers are often the first line of help and give out safety and medical advice to callers. Dispatchers I spoke to say it's nice to be thanked for the difficult job that they do.
South County 911, this call is being recorded. Where is your emergency?
Before police officers, firefighters, or EMS arrive on scene of an emergency, it's the 911 dispatchers who answer the call for help.
Taking all the information down, providing pre-arrival instruction, and essentially information on how to keep themselves safe. And a lot of times it's a thankless job.
Greg Linsky is the South Worcester County Communications Center Director servicing Webster and Dudley. They receive 33,000 calls a year. Linsky says it takes a special kind of person to be a dispatcher.
A lot of people think it's for them and find out that it's not. It takes a person who has a lot of compassion, a lot of patience, and most importantly, the ability to remain calm under stress.
The Worcester Regional Emergency Communications Center receives up to 400 calls every day.
We are one of the busiest communications center in New England.
Linsky says there is a major nationwide shortage of dispatchers. Both Worcester and South Worcester County Communications Centers are currently understaffed.
We currently have 2 vacant positions out of our 10. We're in fairly good shape compared to a lot of places. A lot of places have 30 to 40% vacancy rate. It is very challenging to find a person who will be successful in this career.
You need to be trained, and there's so much responsibility that goes into it that as a new person you have to push yourself through it.
And although many are forced to work overtime to fill the gaps, Barbara Bouchard says she wouldn't want to do any other job.
When I leave at the end of the day, I know that I have made a difference. I've made some sort of positive impact on someone's worst day. God, I love working here. It's been the best experience.
Now, Bouchard says residents have taken notice of Public Safety Telecommunicators Week and have brought in treats like pizza and donuts. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Brittany. A conference at Anna Maria College Wednesday aims to help anyone struggling with drugs overcome addiction. Worcester County District Attorney Joseph Early Jr. was at today's conference. He says the opioid crisis is the biggest social problem in the county and says young people taking an interest in prevention is promising.
One of the biggest things you take out of a day like today is we have so much more to do. We have to work together. We have to work collaboratively, and we have to show compassion to break down the stigma that keeps so many people from getting treatment.
And Professor James Dorita says the goal of the conference was to discuss ways to help prevent substance abuse.
No one entity is going to solve this issue. We need to join forces together, and maybe we have a chance, and I think we do.
Seniors in the school social work program organized today's event. Abby's House plans to expand are moving forward. The organization was issued an $8.2 million tax-exempt bond. It will allow Abby's House to renovate its 53-unit single-occupancy facility on High Street in Worcester. The organization provides safe housing for women in need of financial and emotional support. They have plans to increase the number of housing units and other things like the heating, electricity, and plumbing. The building is almost 100 years old. Back in October, Abby's House told us the renovations are much needed. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg facing a second day of questioning on Capitol Hill today. The social media billionaire apologizing for a data breach. Zuckerberg says his personal information was also impacted by the scandal when Cambridge Analytica accessed at least 87 million users' information without their knowledge. But lawmakers say they want more than an apology. They say if Facebook can't protect its users' personal information, Congress may have to pass new privacy laws. Closer to home, a digital marketing firm is weighing in on the breach, and there is some advice for Facebook users on what to do to protect themselves. Our Chandler Walsh joins us live now to explain. Chandler?
Olivia, experts I spoke to today say they aren't at all surprised by the data scandal. They say the social media site is built to mine user data for advertisers.
Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg faces lawmakers in the second and final day of his congressional testimony. The hearing comes after 87 million users unknowingly had information shared with consulting firm Cambridge Analytica.
That was a big mistake, and it was my mistake.
Worcester Interactive owner Chris Dalton says data mining like this has been going on for years. The digital marketing firm says this case has caused controversy because of its political motive.
People are very divided politically, so people feel like their information is being used either against their wishes or for a cause they don't support.
Dalton says Cambridge Analytica used a personality quiz to obtain Facebook users' information. He says agreeing to take quizzes gives companies the go-ahead to access the information.
Every time you do one of those, what's your Game of Thrones house, what's your Harry Potter nickname, whatever, anytime you do that, somebody's getting your data.
Worcester's Cinch IT president Rick Porter says users can see how Facebook uses and tracks their information by looking at their settings.
There's actually an ability within your settings to find out what other apps are using your Facebook information, also how ads are targeting you.
The data scandal has Facebook users in the area wondering if they've been affected.
I'm pretty sure I'm one of them, yeah. I definitely wouldn't doubt it.
And users aren't happy, saying it brings up privacy issues.
That's a complete violation of privacy. I mean, you shouldn't be able to give away people's information like that without their knowledge of it.
I would be scared to go on Facebook. I might not go on for a while.
For anyone concerned about how their information is accessed, Porter says to take a look at Facebook's settings and advertising preferences and pay attention to posted information such as hobbies and interests. Olivia?
All right, Chandler, thank you for that. Tonight, investigators still searching for answers following the death of a 6-year-old girl in Fitchburg. Her parents are now facing charges while her brother recovers from his injuries. Alicia Palumbo has more.
37-year-old Fitchburg parents Marvin Brito and Shayna Pedroso are being held without bail in connection to the death of their 6-year-old daughter Sophia Brito and serious injuries to their 9-year-old son. Neither parent is charged with murder. Pedroso is charged with assault and battery on both children, while Brito is charged with permitting substantial injury to the children. Both are charged with reckless endangerment.
Obviously, it's a highly stressful situation, as you can imagine, so it's of great impact to him and to the family. So yeah, it's a very difficult time.
Court documents reveal disturbing details discovered after a 911 call to their Stony Brook Road home Tuesday morning. Investigators found the boy had sustained serious injuries and bruising to his face, while his sister, who was found unresponsive and later pronounced dead, had extensive bruising of various ages over her entire body. The boy allegedly told Fitchburg police he and his sister were attacked by bullies after their parents left them alone with 2 other children while out on a walk Monday. He reportedly told investigators his sister wouldn't drink the following morning and his mother was mad. The boy said his mother had glued a wound on his neck closed with super glue. But investigators allege while they were booking Pedroso, they found handwritten notes dated April 9, 2018, that indicated the children were bad and were beaten. Again, Pedroso and Brito are being held without bail. That's pending a dangerousness hearing scheduled for next week. In Fitchburg, Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
An Olympic gold medalist addresses the struggles some women face while playing sports. Gretchen Silverman is a member of the first U.S. women's Olympic hockey team. She talked to a crowd at Clark University Wednesday about her priority to help eliminate stereotypes in the world of sports. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us live now with more. Rosalind?
Olivia, she says when she first started playing, her parents had to ask permission for her to play with the boys, and says today she's proud of how far the sport has come. Gretchen Silverman started playing ice hockey at the age of 6, dreaming she would go far in the sport, even hoping to play in the NHL.
Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that there would be a women's Olympic hockey team someday that, I could realistically shoot for.
In 1998, Silverman made history as a member of America's first ever women's Olympic ice hockey team. They went on to win the gold against Canada.
It was amazing. It was just, there was so much energy, and just around our team, and just being so thankful that we were there.
But her journey to the gold medal wasn't an easy one. She says her parents had to ask for permission for her to play with the boys.
In the 1970s, little girls didn't play ice hockey. If I wanted to play and everybody else got to play at 6, why didn't I get to play at 6?
Wednesday, Silverman spoke to a group of students at Clark University about gender and sports.
Took what we were learning in class and applied it in a very real way.
After the Olympics, Silverman helped inspire young girls to play the sport, like Massachusetts native Megan Duggan. She was the captain on the U.S. team at the 2018 Winter Games, winning gold. They had not won since 1998.
To be able to watch her lead that team to gold this year, and I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning watching and just cheering them on.
Silverman says women's ice hockey is now more accepted and says it's nice to see women getting the recognition they deserve.
1998, we were in uncharted territory. We get to see them in commercials now and, on the Ellen show, and I think that they're just getting so much recognition.
Now, Gretchen says she still plays once a week and says her message to young kids is if you love the sport, the rest will work itself out.